I would like to call the Paris Union High School District Board meeting to order at 3:18 p.m. I'm going to ask for a roll call to determine quorum. Trustee Campos.
Here.
Trustee Hall. He's on his way. Trustee Stafford.
Here.
Trustee Anaya.
Here.
Trustee Garcia, I'm here. We have established a quorum. Item 3.1, invitation to address the Board of Trustees, closed session items only. Are there any public comments on closed session items?
No public comments.
All right, item 4.1, adjourn to closed session. Do I have a motion to adjourn to closed session?
So moved.
Trustee Anaya, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Campos, thank you, sir. Any discussion? See none, please vote. Item 4.1 passes to closed session, 4 yeses, 1 absent. And we will be adjourning to closed session at 3:19 p.m. Item 5.1, the regular board meeting of the Paris Union High School District is reconvening at 5:28 p.m., not a.m. It's okay. p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Who's the invocation? Invocation?
That's just
Is there an invocation? I didn't see the invocation. Who is it? Who is it?
It was Chuck.
Oh, Steve, do you mind, she said? I do. I'm delegating. I'm delegating.
All standing back up.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I guess so. Got handed to me. I apologize. I would like to request a moment of silence to honor the following members of our school community who have recently passed. Corbin Staffon from Paloma Valley High School, student. Ariana Munoz, Liberty High School student. Jimmy Munoz, Liberty High School student. Brandon Davis, Heritage High School staff member. If you could have a moment of silence for them, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Item 7.1, the board president will recess the meeting and conduct a regular board meeting of the California Military Institute Charter School. We are recessing the meeting at 5:30 p.m. to conduct a regular board meeting of California Military Institute. All right, at 5:30 p.m. The regular board meeting of the Paris Union High School District is reconvening at 7 p.m. Item 8.1, revision, adoption, ordering of agenda March 11, 2026. Before approval of the agenda, staff would like to note a correction to a consent item. The funding source for item 12.19 curriculum, out-of-state conference request for Dr. Shana Egan, Shannon, my fault. Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, and Dr. Esmeralda Chalpant, Director of Pupil Services, to attend the 2026 National School Safety Conference and Exposition, July 20th through 24th, 2026 in Orlando, Florida. Should read Title 4 funds instead of general fund. There are no other changes to the item. Do I have a motion for 8.1 revision, adoption, ordering of agenda?
So moved.
Trustee Anaya, thank you. Is there a second? I'll second. Any discussion on 8.1?
Yes. So wait.
Any discussion on 8.1? We have a first and a second.
Oh. Yes. So my only question is, the other 5 members who were previously approved, are they?
No, I'm listening to what you're saying.
Yeah. will the funding also be changed for them?
The funding for the board members?
Well, yeah, well, those 5 previously approved, but it was in the general fund.
Yes, for Title IV, we are allowed to use that only with staff members.
Okay,
So that is going to be Title IV, and the board members is going to be general fund.
right, so I guess that would be,
2 separate funds.
no, I understood. But I want to say Hannon and Andrade were on the first one. So will those 2 be also put
Corrected.
Title IV.
Yeah, will it be?
Under the
That
Title
will be
IV.
Title IV.
So all the staff members who are going will go to Title IV, and then if the board participates, it will be a separate fund.
That will be, yeah, for this conference, yeah, including.
So that'll be corrected on the back
That will
end.
be, that will be correct.
Do we have,
Yes.
so I think what your question would be is, do we have to board approve?
To approve it,
the-
okay.
The fund change? Is
Is
that what you're saying?
Mr. Andrade, can you hear us?
Is that what you're saying, Mr. Campos, what I just said?
Well, or if,
Yes,
I mean, it all depends on how you want it.
yeah, we're just gonna change the funding for myself and Mr. Hannon. I already spoke with Dr. Egan's on that oversight.
Okay,
Okay, so the board does not have to approve the change.
No,
Thank you very much. Any more discussion? All right, see none, please vote on 8.1. There we go. 8.1 passes 5-0. Item 9.1, report out of closed session.
No report of closed session, President Garcia.
Thank you, sir. 9.2, district update by the superintendent.
Thank you. Thank you, President Garcia. First of all, I want to say congratulations to the Paloma Valley Boys Wrestling Team who won a CIF SS Eastern Division Championship. Congratulations. This is the first boys wrestling team championship in Parish Union High School District history. This is the first time ever. Great accomplishment, Paloma Valley Boys Wrestling Team. Also, we are very proud to share that our Liberty High School's DECA chapter has officially received the Thrive Award and has earned gold recertification for our school-based enterprise. These accomplishments reflect the dedication, the leadership, and the hard work of our incredible DECA officers, DECA members, and business pathway students. Their commitment to excellence continue to rise to the standard for our program and represent liberty with integrity and professionalism. All school levels, all school items for English learners, EL, and compensatory education had been fully cleared, 0 findings on the FPM, Federal Program Monitoring. Congratulations, wonderful job to the team, to the schools, to everybody involved. On February 27, I had the honor to attend Pinacate Middle School's 8th grade English learners AI Summit sponsored with RCOE and the Paris Educational Services Department. This summit provided our students with hands-on exposure to emerging artificial intelligence tools through 3 interactive learning sessions designed to build digital literacy and responsible use of AI. So thank you to Pinacate Middle School, to Ed Services for promoting since middle school the understanding, a complete understanding on the use of artificial intelligence. 2 Parish Union High School robotics teams, Liberty High School and Heritage, recently competed in the Southern California Regional Championships. Liberty advanced to the premier level after receiving the Judges Award and placed in the top 20. Their mentor, Mr. Josh Kitzrow, will select from several international competition locations for the next round between April and July. Heritage also had a strong season and was considered equally for a deserving for advancement. But there were some technical issues that affected many teams, not only Heritage, and those technical issues prevented them from moving forward. Congratulations to both teams, Liberty High School and Heritage High School. Thank you, that's all, President.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Item 9.3, student representatives to the Board of Trustees.
Oh, Trustee Hall.
He's right here. Trustee Hall, you're up.
You're presenting.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, from Heritage High School, Ricardo Flores and Colonel Mendoza.
Wait, Karina, how is it already March? I feel like February just started yesterday.
That's because Heritage packed a whole semester of energy into 1 month.
All right, inclusion week, playoffs, Mr. Heritage. Okay, yeah, that checks off.
Exactly.
Good evening, board members, cabinet, and Dr. Arau.
I'm Karina Carvajal.
And I'm Ricardo Flores. And we're excited to share everything that made February unforgettable at Heritage High School.
We kicked off the month with Inclusion Spirit Week, focused on celebrating unity and making sure every student feels seen, valued, and included.
And we ended the week with one of the most inspiring events of the month, our Unified Olympics flag football game. Students from Paloma Valley High School, Liberty High School, and Paris School joined our heritage students from an inclusive game of flag football filled with teamwork, encouragement, and school spirit.
The stadium energy was amazing. It was more than just a game. It was a celebration of connection and community.
Next up was our Spring Legacy March.
This is one of our favorite traditions. Our campus came together to cheer on our spring sports teams as they begin their seasons. It sets a tone for a season full of dedication and patriot pride.
Speaking of pride, we have to highlight our CIF girls basketball playoff run.
We are so proud of our athletes. Their determination, teamwork, and resilience brought our campus together. They represented Heritage with heart every single game.
February also brought one of the most entertaining nights of the year, Mr. Heritage.
Our senior gentlemen took the stage in a talent show full of creativity, humor, and school spirit. It was a night our students won't forget.
We also celebrated Valentine's Spirit Week with the themed days that boost encouragement across campus.
One of the most meaningful activities was Lead Crew Freshman Heart Attack. Our Lead Crew leaders shared positive notes and encouragement with freshmen, helping create a welcoming and supportive environment for our newest gay kids.
February truly showcased inclusion, leadership, and school spirit at Heritage High School.
We want to thank the board and Superintendent Dr. Ariola for your continued support. Your encouragement allows us to create these experiences for our students.
Thank you for your time.
And as always,
Go Patriots!
Trustee Campos.
It's my honor to introduce Liberty High School student representatives Julian Mojica, Jaden Marash, and Nevaeh Villalobos.
Good evening, esteemed members of the board, Dr. Arau, and the cabinet. I'm Nevaeh.
I'm Julian.
And I'm Jaden. And
This is our February recap. Before we begin, congratulations to our February Student of the Month, Asha DeJean-Batista, one of our wonderful students on campus who was involved in track, cross country, and FCA. We are immensely proud of her.
On February 26th, we hosted our first Middle School Leadership Day at Liberty alongside Paloma Valley's ASB, where we invited Bell Mountain Middle School, Catherine Newport Middle School, Harvest Health STEAM Academy, and Menifee Valley Middle School to learn what leadership is all about from students from both Paloma and Liberty's ASB.
Also, on February 26th, the class of 26 hosted their final Bison Feud, where we congratulated a new winning team, the Bison Horns of Fury. Congratulations to Ms. Rojas and her team for dominating the competition that night and donating to the Liberty Dance Troupe.
Congratulations as well to our DECA program for attending the SCDC conference. Additionally, a special congratulations to Amanda Hernandez and Sophia Lopez for making it to internationals. Good luck, Bison!
Lastly, Some upcoming events to keep an eye out for are our Spring Stampede on the 3rd, the Liberty Girls Lacrosse Highlight on the 9th, and our Blood Drive on the 10th.
Open house on the 12th, musical highlight Ride the Cyclone on the 20th, and Spring Extravaganza on the 25th, prom fashion show on the 26th also.
As well as our ASB Election Spirit Week and Spring Pep Rally. Thank you for your time, and as always, go Bison!
Trustee Stafford.
Okay, from Paloma Valley High School, student representatives Kyler Druler and Hannah Ruff.
Hello, First Student School Board. I'm Hannah Ruff. And I'm Kyler Druler. Back again with your Paloma Valley updates from February to March. Spring sports are officially underway, and our athletes have been working hard preparing for the season. This spring, we have teams competing in baseball, softball, track and field, boys volleyball, lacrosse, and boys tennis. Our athletes have already started practices and early competitions, showing great teamwork and school pride. We're looking forward to an exciting season and wish all of our teams the best of luck. In other school news, our ASB recently hosted a pep rally for local middle schools. The event welcomed incoming students and gave them a chance to experience our school spirit. The rally included performances, games, and a chance for middle school students to meet some of our student leaders and athletes. It was a great way to connect with future students and show them what our school community is all about. Lastly, we're getting closer to an exciting milestone for the class of 2026, Senior Takeout. We're looking forward to celebrating our seniors and continuing a strong spring semester. That's it for this month for Paloma Valley ASB. I'm Hannah Ruff. And I'm Kyler Druler. We'll see you next month.
Trustee Amaya.
And I have the honor to introduce from Paris High student representatives Erin Campos, Jaylene Dominguez, and Diana Padilla.
Hi everyone, we're going to start off by introducing ourselves. My name is Diana Padilla.
I'm Julie Dominguez.
And I'm Erin Campos.
And we are so excited to share all the amazing things happening at Paris High School this season.
On February 12th, our girls soccer team traveled to Los Angeles to play against Mark Keppel High School in the CIF finals. They went in with determination and gave it their all and came back with so much family pride.
On February 13th, we held our final fraternity of the year. Lunch was full of energy as students came together to support our clubs and programs. Then on February 25th, we hosted our very first ASB Leadership Camp for Innovative Horizon Charter School and Pinacati Middle School. Both schools brought their ASB and web leaders to learn from our Panthers. Our clubs and program led hands-on workshops for each middle school student. We also gave out Future Panther shirts inspiring the next generation of leaders. This season has been full of energy, teamwork, and Panther pride from our students on the field to our student leaders that shape our future.
Paris High School is truly remarkable for showcasing, connecting students, and inspiring them to become better.
Thank you for watching, and we hope you're as proud as we are of our Panthers and the amazing experiences we continue to create.
Have a good day!
Pleasure. Oh, sorry.
Trustee Stafford.
From Penn County Middle School, student representatives Alondra Hernandez and Alexis Santiago.
Good evening, board members, cabinet members, administrators. I'm honored to get my name is Alexis with Penn County Middle School ASB.
And I'm Alondra. On behalf of our ASB and leadership students, thank you for the opportunity to share highlights from February and a preview of what's ahead in March.
We begin the month by celebrating and honoring Black History Month across our campus. Classrooms participated in the Black History Month floor decorating contest, where the students showcased influential leaders and powerful messages.
Our students demonstrated creativity, collaboration, and full pride throughout the entire contest.
From February 6th to February 12th, ASB hosted our very first downtown the gram sale of the season. Students had the opportunity to purchase Valentine's grams for friends, teachers, and classmates, spreading kindness and positivity across campus.
Look at all these people dying to get their Valentine's grams. Today I think ready right now, starting February 6th through February 12th.
On February 13th, our leadership students delivered the grants directly to students' classrooms. It was exciting to see the smiles and feel of positive energy throughout the school that day.
It has Valentine's grams for Valerie.
After President's Week, we welcomed a high level of student involvement in athletics as boys volleyball and boys and girls soccer tryouts began.
We were thrilled to see such strong participation. Our students continue to demonstrate commitment, teamwork, and school spirit both inside and outside the classroom.
On February 25th, our ASB and Web leadership students had the opportunity to attend a leadership camp at Paris High School.
Students explored future leadership pathways including ASB, JROTC, Cheer, Link Crew, FFA, and more. It was a valuable experience that allowed our students to envision their continued leadership journey beyond middle school.
We are excited to share that ASB is hosting the final pep rally of the 2025-2026 school year on March 13th.
Our leadership students have been working diligently to design an engaging, high-energy rally that celebrates school spirit, student involvement, and Kuma pride.
Additionally, our leadership programs are preparing to host a special informational event for our 7th grade students.
This event will give current 7th graders the opportunity to learn more about and apply to our leadership programs for their 8th grade year, including ASB, Web, Avid, and other advanced programs available on campus.
We are proud of the leadership growth we are seeing at Penn.
Thank you again to our board members, cabinet members, and guests for your continued support of student leadership opportunities on our campus.
Thank you for your time.
Trustee Campos.
Okay, now I have the honor to introduce Paris Lake High School student representatives Emily Cuevas Lopez Fabian Reyes, Carlos Sanchez, Karina Santana, and Alexis Vargas Quintana.
Today we're highlighting some exciting events happening at Paris Lake High School that are helping students grow academically and prepare for their future careers. One of the highlights was our 2026 SOAR Awards, where we celebrate students for their outstanding academic achievements and excellent attendance.
That's right. The SOAR Awards recognize students who show dedication, responsibility, and perseverance in their education. It was great to see students being celebrated alongside their families, teachers, and the Paris Lake community. Moments like this really show how hard our Falcons are working to succeed.
My name is Karina Santana, and I'm here with
Hazel Gonzalez.
And Philip Gonzalez.
Today. I'm wondering, how do you feel that your son's getting an award today?
It shows his hard work and how much he's grown since he got here, so it's pretty exciting to see him have that growth in the time that he's been here.
It's been amazing to see because he went through a little slump of kind of feeling unmotivated and stuff like that. And we've seen a complete 180 from him, and now he's successful. And now we're sitting at an award ceremony, so we're very grateful.
Another question I have for you today is, do you think the school's helping him out?
Oh, definitely. This environment, just having the smaller classes and like just a smaller setting for him was just more beneficial than the 3 years he did at his previous school. So this is awesome for him.
Yeah, 1000%. We've seen the shift in his personality, his motivation being here, and his success, and he doesn't dread going to school anymore. So I would say, yeah, for sure.
My name is Karina Santana, and I'm here with
Cindy Andrade.
Today I'm here asking parents, how do you feel that your son or daughter is getting older?
Very proud, and he's come along from being a really bad student, actually, but it was because of his grades. But now to receive an award like this, it's a big change for him.
Very proud.
Students also had the opportunity to attend the San Diego Black College Expo, where they connected with representatives from over 50 colleges, trade schools, military branches, and career programs. After the expo, students visited Destination Smokehouse, where owner Nicholas R. Yepperman shared his story about building a nationally recognized restaurant brand and offered valuable advice about entrepreneurship, marketing, and running a successful business.
When I first started doing it, I had no clue about running a restaurant and definitely not about cooking barbecue. And it was just something that I found that I liked. And that's why I say, like, whatever your interest is, if you can find a way to either make money doing it or do something where you get like a really good skill set, where it's like on the job training and you don't feel like you're working for someone else, but you're doing something that you find valuable, do that too.
And the learning didn't stop there. Paris Lake High School also hosted our Conversation with a Professional workshop, where students met with representatives from San Joaquin Valley College and the Electricians Union. These sessions gave students the chance to ask questions, learn about career training programs, and explore different pathways after high school. Experiences like these help Paris Lake High School continue building opportunities for students to dream big, explore career, and prepare for success after graduation.
Item 9.4, PSEA President Jason Miller.
I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to Donna Good, who is, well, she's not here right now, but she just stepped out for a second. She is one of my executive board members, director of ethnic minorities, LGBTQ. You get to see me a lot, but you don't always get to see some of my officers. And so I'm glad she's here joining us. She just wanted it. So shout out to Donna Good. PSA leaders and PUHSD administrators recently participated in a joint training for leaders in association and site level leadership interactions through a process known as SRC, which stands for Site Relationship Council. In the training, we had an activity where association representatives and site administrators had to make decisions together. I learned a lot about both association leaders and site administrators with regards to group dynamics and decision making, watching them interact. There are many leadership skills and styles that leaders project, but one of the most important is the ability to make solid, reasonable, and effective decisions. Recently, the district and association have renewed their commitment in PRC to continue to work together to make effective decisions and communicate with each other in these decisions beforehand. It is true that administrators have the authority to make a lot of decisions for employees, but a true leader is not making these decisions in a vacuum. The employees will tell you the ramifications of both good and bad decisions and possibly help you understand things you may not have thought of. In our activity, it got harder and harder to make a decision with more voices added to the decision making, but the decisions were better. The decisions were more grounded, balanced, and of higher quality when more voices were added to the decision making. If you let them, your employees will increase the quality of your decisions because they are the ones that will implement those decisions in real time and live it in the day-to-day reality of working directly with the students. Thank you for this time to speak.
Item 9.5, CSCA President Cynthia Navarro.
Good evening, President Garcia, board members, Dr. Rao, Superintendent Cabinet, in the virtual world, and guests. All right, well, ever since I was last a month ago, a lot has happened. A lot. We've been sitting in negotiations for a few sessions now, and we're almost wrapping up successor, not quite. We still have a couple articles, but we're hoping to finish them off, hopefully in the next month or so, and then just to come right back up with reopeners, because I'm learning that that's, negotiations never stops. So with that, I also, you may or you may not know about a controversial hot topic, which is the possibility of having our campus supervisors go into campus security. And while we are still in negotiations, it is a topic that a lot of our members are speaking into. So, we may be in there and doing all the negotiations. However, our members are the ones who will ultimately vote on this and decide if it's something that should move forward or not. But I just wanted to be very transparent and let you guys know that that is the talk right now in case it comes to you. And then also, moving along, so last month, I know I heard a lot about the State of the District address, and after that, I learned that our classified employees have a lot to do with that, specifically our community liaisons, our technology department, and our audiovisual technicians. They organized, they did all the logistics, they were behind the scenes, on scene, making sure audio, everything was just put together. So that, it should tell, I know it tells you, but they are very proud of the work they did, and I just think we should applaud them because they really did a lot. So and then with that, I was visiting the sites this past month, and I saw, about 2 weeks ago, it got a little bit hot. It was like in the 80s, 90s. But I saw some of our HVAC techs and then our groundskeepers, doing the landscape, and, I stopped and talked to them. And yet it was hot, but they were very positive and very friendly, and that just shows you the pride they take and their passion for the work they do, and they truly are here. And I spoke with one of them, and he said, he really enjoys the landscape and just making it all pretty. And I just felt so proud because we really do take pride in the work we do and the support that we give to the schools and the administrators and the families and specifically the students. So I just needed to make sure I gave a shout out for that. And just lastly, so there's always rumors, there's challenges. But I'm proud to say that not only myself, but my first VP, Eliezer, and our chief steward, who's actually here, Amy Everwine, we've been able to come and just talk to Dr. Rao, go to Alfredo. They have opened that door for us. We feel confident that we can just go and, hey, you told me I can just come and this is the rumor, this is what's going on. Can you please address it right away? Maybe sometimes maybe not right away, right? But we will get an answer. We will actually let me look into this, or let me follow up. Or if they didn't follow up, hey, a little nudge. But they're giving us the answers. So I just want to say we want to continue to work collaboratively with the district. We really do. We're all here for the common good of our people, and that's what we ultimately want. There was this rumor, actually, there's some cabinet members at the Aries conference. Members came to me saying, hey, well, we heard that the cabinet, decided not to stay at the host hotel because they wanted a fancier hotel. So I needed to make sure that either that was accurate or not, because we're in the middle of negotiations and, certain things are happening with money, what do you mean? So I came to Alfredo, I asked them, and within a day, he got me an answer. He provided me proof and actually said, actually, Cynthia, this was the cost of the host hotel, which actually was sold out, and this is the hotel we're staying at. And it was much less because I saw the numbers. So I just appreciate that whether it was true or not, I'm getting an answer. So I really do appreciate the discussions, the collaboration. So I just want to thank you all for your time, and we're here to continue the good work. Thank you. Have a good evening.
All right. Item 9.6, comments by the Board of Trustees. Start with Trustee Campos.
Okay, first, thank you, Cynthia and Jason, for your information. A couple of shout outs. Congrats to, like Dr. Ross said, the Paloma Valley High School wrestling team, because that's a huge accomplishment. Now, one of the things I'm going to put, hopefully, the community to work. Our Attorney General, Mike Castro, recently put out a post that CBU, which is California Baptist University, is canceling their wrestling program. And, I would hope that everybody can email them and let them know the importance of that program. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's the only wrestling program at collegiate level in Southern California. And so obviously for all the students that are wrestling in our area, that's a huge opportunity for them to continue their careers in wrestling, get a college degree, and stay home, and be local where the parents can. Because a lot of times, athletes might go travel different places, and that's their choice between them and their parents, but it gets costly to travel to see your kid. But if you can see your kid locally, that's a huge blessing. So hopefully people will contact California Baptist University and express their concerns for canceling that program and to keep it. Because, I would love to see some of our wrestlers, regardless of the high school, but obviously if you are winning CIF championships, you probably got some good wrestlers who have opportunities to kind of further their career moving forward. So shout out to them, and hopefully we can get CBU to keep their team, because I think that would serve our community, at least at Paris High School District, greatly. The other thing, I wanted to shout out to Liberty High School and Principal Rojas. So I had a staff member reach out to me. They visited the campus, and they were wowed and impressed by just the vibe, the atmosphere of the students, the staff. And, for me, I wasn't shocked. I was just like, yeah, you know what? We're fortunate because, what Dr. Tejeda started, Principal Rojas has continued to maintain. And so those were some big shoes to fill, and she's filling them greatly. And there's all the success that's going on at Liberty High School. So thank you for that, because that's to me, that's a compliment. Just for another staff member to say that and to walk on there and actually let me know about it. I thought that was impressive. So thank you and your staff and your students too, and parents, because obviously you guys are doing a great job there. So thank you for that. And I believe that is it. I probably missed something, but I'll get it on the back end. And bargaining leaders, continue to do your work. Thank you guys for what you do, and that's it.
Thank you, Trustee Hall.
Jason said we appreciate everything that you do there. Jason, I agree that we need to listen and work together and listen to what the teachers have to say and how to build things up so we can get a good groundwork and help out. So definitely something that we need to work on. Cynthia, you're every time I go to one of the schools or whatever, I always make a point to go out and see the people behind the scenes, and they love what they do, and some of the nicest people, and I appreciate it. So just tell them that keep up the good work. We're just thankful to have them in our district.
Thank you. Trustee Stafford.
Yeah, a couple of comments for things I was able to attend. The Citizens Oversight Committee, we had a meeting at Paloma Valley High School. I thought it went really well. You've got a really good committee there that I think most of those committee members have been on that committee for quite a while. So it was a good meeting, and got some good understanding out of where we're proceeding, what direction we're going. So that was good. I was also able to go to M&O and look around. I forget what I was doing there. So I guess I just naturally gravitated to that place. I guess I'll remember before I stop talking. Heritage High School also, they had a robotics competition. First one I've been to, I was pretty much amazed. I was in shock. The amount of people that were there, the organization of the kids, where they have the teams on one side, they call the pit, and then they have the competitions on the other where the pictures and the parents can see. It's a really, really huge deal. We have multiple teams. I think CMI needs some additional team members. They're going to try to recruit some more. But this is seeing, for me, it was seeing the future, seeing them build and operate. And the main thing about the competitions, I found out, is not the robotics. It's about the teamwork. It's the camaraderie, the effort that they put out. You would think that it's all about that robot, but it's not. It's so much more to it, and I really learned quite a bit seeing that. Also, I went to the plant sale at Heritage, since I was there anyway for something else. I forget. I'm mixing this all up, kind of. But anyway, it's good to see the farm again. And I got a couple of plants. And plants are cheaper than Home Depot, so you might want to go to the plant sales. They're a pretty good deal. I forgot to take my seeds. I wanted them to grow some squash. But I have the seeds, and I'm going to take them to them. So that was a good thing to see them. And it was quiet there, but I think the support was the main thing to go over and see them and talk with them. That was good. Did some kind of homework as far as school inspections, but I'm not going to talk about those right now. I'm going to talk to our director of M&O about those, and there's no need to blast it out now because it's nowhere near complete. And I didn't get the effort I put out. I didn't get it completed that day, so I have to go back. So it's going to take a little bit, and I'll speak with Eddie, and hopefully we can, maybe I'll get him some of this before I don't just dump a whole big stack of stuff on me. But things are moving along, and there's always room for improvement. And I find anywhere I go I can learn, so that was a good experience. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Mr. Stafford. Trustee Knight?
I actually was busy January, February, and just finished up school site visits, and they were much needed. I really appreciated principals for taking the time to give me a tour of your schools. Principal La Roche, I loved the correlation that you gave us in depth of the attendance and the grades. I was like, wow, I know that took time and that took effort, and it was really just beautiful to see those numbers just align, how you it's a direct correlation of attendance and grades, and how you also had a plan for the students that were falling behind, and you had names to go along with the grades, they weren't just numbers, but they were names, and I appreciated that. Ms. Rojas, I love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. Like, I genuinely felt the passion in you during our tour, and I was like, I expressed to you, it was very peaceful. echoing what Trustee Campos said, it's a beautiful school, it's a beautiful site, and I genuinely felt your passion, and I appreciate that. Just quick updates of what was going on at each school. At Paris High, they have these beautiful athletic banners where they have pictures of all their athletes, which is awesome. They have new murals on the walls. They have paintings. You can really feel that Panther pride. At Liberty, they have, this awesome podcast center in a media room. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Heritage, they have upcoming changes. Their ASB room was kind of scattered all over the campus, and now they're moving it to one. So that was exciting to hear about. And then they have the construction pathway that's going to take over the ASB, the current ASB room, and it's cool to see. I'm excited to go next year and see all those changes. Paloma, you guys have your new administration department. That was beautiful. It was a beautiful walkthrough. At PALS, they have this cool little sensory room where the students can go in, and if they're overstimulated, they can sit there and they can just calm down. It was very relaxing. Pinacati, they have the mariachi band coming up. That was really cool. They were actually practicing while we were there. We got to see them for a little bit. And at Paris Lake, they have this really cool wellness center where the kids are just really invited to come in if they're having a hard time, to seek help there. And it was really nice to see that they have a center like that for them. And each school site, the feedback I got was you guys you felt supported, and I saw all the genuine passion from you guys. I heard all the attendance goals and what you guys are doing to keep that attendance going, which was really awesome to hear. That's it for me.
Thank you. Wow, sounds like a lot just went on. That's great news. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank the unions. I want to thank the district, especially with negotiations. Mrs. Navarro, I'm going to capitalize on the security. I've been pushing on it for a while because when I first ran for school board, that was a priority because a lot of the people in the community, especially in the city of Paris, had different positions. It was about 50-50 of the people that I interacted with. People loved security, people hated security. There were pros and there were cons. All security could do is observe and report. Some people said, half. And other people said, they need to do it. They need to do more of it. And they were like, this group, they're very involved. And I was like, that's inconsistent. Where's the consistency? So I've always advocated for security. And then I found out they're a campus supervisor. So I did advocate for a long time. And then we were blessed with this board. And when I pitched the idea, they were very supportive of it. And that's why we are trying to address and trying to meet the requests from the classified staff, from security, because in my eyes, they're security, and we want to give them the tools they need for success. And I keep advocating and I express in depth all the education they get, whether they stay in Paris Union or not, they can take that elsewhere. So they benefit. And in the long run, this is a part of the pension. This isn't a temporary solution. This is to help address the concerns that have been presented to some of us. And I want to stay diligent in helping everybody. You mentioned the landscapers and the HVAC. Those gentlemen, man, let me tell you, that's a lot of heat they deal with. Being on the rooftops, cutting the grass there, oh my gosh. Getting bit by bugs, that's the worst for me. But I have so much respect for everyone. I don't see Jason, he left. But I want to know more about what we can do for you guys, especially during the summer. You guys have summer work. And I personally am curious what we can do to advocate for that. How do we make the working conditions better? I know one of the issues, and I haven't gone in depth with you in conversation about it, but was how the pay cycle is. Some people get paid a whole month after because, the deal with our COE and whatnot. But I really want to come together and talk to our COE, and I've already talked to Dr. Gomez, but I don't think he understands the concern. He hears it when he sees me. I remember, Ed. Okay, but what are we doing about it? So if we could come together, all the unions possibly, including CMI, maybe we could address that as a whole rather than just one person. The teachers, the administrators, all of you guys that are here, you guys don't understand how valuable you are. every person here is a piece to the puzzle, which creates the puzzle. But on that puzzle, there's a whole story. And I think we need to capture more of the story because you're all invested in it. And I don't know how to capture the thought that's going through my head, but it needs to be memorialized for everything that we all put in together collectively. And I wish we could come up together and create something to express how united we all are overall. You know, yeah, we're going to have a little bit of division, but we really are united. We've provided so much change at you all request, and I want you to understand, because of you, we were able to do it. So thank you, everyone. And that's all I have for this. Now moving on to items 10.1. Second interim financial report presentation, Dr. Williams.
Good evening, Board President Garcia, board members, cabinet, staff, and community. Thank you for the opportunity to share our budget for a second interim. While we're pulling up our presentation, the second interim budget reflects the district's efforts to align fiscal resources with our current enrollment trends, operational realities, and strategic priorities. Since the first interim update, we have additional information that we'll be sharing with you in this report. Thank you.
That's what we do.
And I have a clicker here. Okay, so I'm here tonight to report out for our second interim. According to our Ed Code 42130, we're required to submit 2 financial interim reports to the county office, and this is our second one, and it covers July 1 through January 31st. The good news is we are certifying a positive second interim, stating that we're able to meet our fiscal obligations for the current year and 2 consecutive years. So that is good news. I want to just spend a minute on this page to say focus. When we're doing a budget cycle, that budget cycle runs from July 1 all the way through June 30th. And when we are doing our adopted budget, there are a lot of unknowns. We haven't had the May revise for the most part, or it may come in and we have to do that 45-day budget to the board. So we are very in a blurry situation when we're building that, and not all information is there. So change will happen at first interim. First interim, we'll get new information, we'll finish up our staffing, we'll be looking at our CBEDS report, we'll be looking at the finalized ADA, all of that's coming in, and then new information in the first interim. So we're getting a little bit clear, but we still have a long way to go to get really clear about all of our financial data. So in second interim, we're getting a little bit more clear, but we still have to go through our estimated actuals and our unaudited actuals. All that to say, changes will continue to happen throughout the budget cycle. It's not one report that will stay the same, it will adjust. But my commitment is to guide you through those changes and provide you rationale and understanding on why those changes occurred. And this extra document that you have gives you a whole lot of more words and detail that you may look at your leisure. But I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page, that it's not that our numbers are changing and we're not sure what we're doing, it's just we're getting more information every time we do those various reports. So here you'll see very minimum change. As you can see, we are at a place right now where we're not seeing a lot of growth. We're at a place of slowing down and stabilization in our enrollment and in our ADA. So that's what you're seeing on that particular slide. On the next slide here, you're seeing a combination of our unrestricted dollars and our restricted dollars. And the combined total is $210 million approximately for the unrestricted dollars and our restricted dollars. So that's what you're seeing on this slide. The next slide, now you're seeing a combine of our general fund expenditures. Expenditures using our unrestricted revenue and expenditures using our restricted revenues, and for a total of $220.8 million approximately. And as you can see, that number exceeds the revenue. So that means that our expenditures are outpacing our revenue. So here we'll go into some comparisons. So on this slide, you'll see change from first interim budget to second interim budget of $247,000 approximately. And you're seeing that major increase in our other local revenue and very small changes in the other ones. So here, if we take a look at our expenditures and we're comparing from first interim to second interim, we're seeing a decrease in our expenditures of $151,830. And overall, those are the changes with ins and outs from certificated to classified, which shows us that bottom line there of a reduction of $151,000 approximately. So contributions to restricted programs, we didn't see much change there at all. Again, very modest changes. We're seeing our special education contribution, there were no changes there. Our investment into routine restricted maintenance, there was a $30,000 increase there. Components of our ending fund balance. I want to call your attention to the ending fund balance. We have a strong ending fund balance this year, and we are seeing an increase of $498,000 that bring our total ending fund balance from 41.3 to 41.8. And we are meeting our reserves above the minimum limit. Now we move on to looking at our multi-year. Again, as I shared, we get new information as it relates to our enrollment. Our ADA right now remains flat, and we are seeing some minor drops in our enrollments that we will continue to watch that. We know that in various areas of our district, we're seeing new developments and things of that sort, but that doesn't always guarantee that those students will come to our district. So we have to take into account that and be conservative in our budgeting, because we don't want to budget high and then have to say, we lost money, they didn't come. So we are being conservative in our budgeting and continue to monitor that. And again, those changes will happen as we know more information. So these are the multi-year projections that we're budgeting on. These are really important. There you'll see our step and column movement, what that percentage is, how we budget from year to year is very important. One of the things that stands out is our health and welfare benefits. We're continuing to see that increase at 10% year over year. So that is something that we continue to monitor. Right now our COLA is based on our budget cycle. We haven't changed the COLA. Based on the January budget, we will be doing that as we enter into our adopted budget. You'll also see that our STRS is remaining flat, but we are seeing some shifts, minor shifts in our PERS. So here, this is our multi-year revenue for unrestricted, and these are projections. I want to continue to remind us of that. This is the information that we currently have, and for this year, our budget is $172.2 million, and we're seeing a drop in 26-27 and an increase in 27-28. And again, that has a lot to do with our factors. We're seeing a different COLA amount, so all of that is taken into account as we project out for those 2 out years. Here's our multi-year expenditures, and we're seeing in that first year 147.9 million approximately, and then we're seeing a drop in 26-27 and an increase in 27-28. And these are all conversations we're having in our budget advisory, where we're looking at where we can identify cost savings. And thank you to Ms. Anaya from our board for being there and having her voice heard and hearing all of the communication that's being shared. So we greatly appreciate you for that. And the rest of the board for asking questions and asking for notes is very helpful in supporting that process. So this is what we're looking at as we look at our contribution to restricted programs. This year we're having the offset of some COVID funds. Those funds, those one-time funds will no longer be there in the out years. So we are seeing an increase in those investments 26-27 and 27-28. Again, making sure that we continue to identify cost savings in other areas that we're allowed to, because we can't do it here because these are investment into programs that we are mandated to do in order to support our students, as well as making sure that we're taking care of our facilities across the district. So here, this is a really good slide to take a look at. So if we look at our ending fund balance in this current year at $41.8 million, and then we look in the third year out, right now we're seeing it at $20.8 million. So that is definitely something to make sure that we're paying attention to and creating fiscal stabilization plans to ensure that we don't carry this over into the new budget cycle, because as you can see right now in 27-28, the ending fund balance is $20.8 million, but when we do the adopted budget for the new cycle, that 28-29 is going to be a very challenging year. If we continue to carry the deficit at the rate we're carrying it, 28-29 will be a challenging year for us. So here is our deficit change. So at the beginning we had the 3.9 is new for second interim, and then for 26-27 we're projecting 9.4 million deficit, and 27-28 we are projecting $11.5 million deficit. I wanted to just keep track of what the deficit is being reported each time that we do an interim report, because that's important, because it's change. And as you can see, the adopted budget, we initially said that our deficit was a negative 2.9. And once we got more information, once we put in our increased compensation to our wonderful employees, we saw it increase to a negative $4.4 million approximately in December. Due to the decrease that we talked about in the various slides, we saw that our second interim went down to a negative $3.9 million deficit. So that is just for this budget cycle. This is not the out years that we're projecting. So I just wanted to make sure that we continue to follow this year's budget cycle all the way through. So when we come back to you, the next time we come back to you will be our unaudited actuals. Unaudited estimated actuals and our unaudited actuals will be next step. Those will be the next reports in our budget cycle. So just some key takeaways. Again, our ending fund balance improved for almost approximately $500,000. So our expenditures came in under our first interim projection by $151,000. Our structural deficit narrowed from the $4.47 million to $3.97 million at second interim. The district held pretty steady at 10,793 students. Our reserve continued to stand and exceed the state minimum requirements. So those are good news items and great takeaways. Next steps, the following actions are underway for the remainder of this year. We're going to be incorporating the governor's May revision, as well as the governor's budget that we heard in January. We'll also update our LCFF projections. We'll revise enrollment and ADA estimates based on new information. We will also begin to identify strategies to address the structural deficit and maintain our sustainable reserve levels. We'll also be reviewing staffing allocations, which that's something we were doing this week, is looking at our staffing allocations out to our school sites, looking at program costs, continuing the great work that Ed Services is doing as it relates to our ADA campaign and student recovery, to ensure that we're getting to that number, that 94%, according to Dr. Rao. So it's a huge team effort, and I'm really appreciative for the team and the work on that. Continue to evaluate ongoing cost pressures through monitoring and planning. And we know some of those cost pressures are benefits, pensions, contributions to restricted resources, and continue to work with our school sites and our leadership team to prioritize resources and align the budget with our district goals. So those are the next steps that we will be taking as we prepare for our estimated actuals and our adopted budget. Any questions?
Yes. Oh, did you have your hand? Okay. Was there a demographic study? Has one been conducted yet?
Yes, we have a demographic study that was done a few months ago.
And what does it say about our growth for right now and then in the near future?
There showed some growth, and their study is based on all the new developments. But what we sometimes see with those reports, parents choosing to go other places versus coming to our district. So just because they're building more homes doesn't necessarily say that they'll come here. They're in our boundary, but those choices for them to actually choose to come to our district, that varies. But we did see some growth, some we were concerned about, especially we talked about this week with Paris L creating a 7th grade last year, and then the upcoming year they're creating an 8th grade. So that will greatly impact enrollment to Pitacati Middle School. So we really had to take a very serious look at the numbers that the demographer gave us. Are they really going to be realized? Because as I shared, the one thing I don't want to do is to budget high and come in low. I'd rather budget low and come in high. So we are definitely looking at various variables and not just one to make decisions. We're looking at historical data as it relates to CBED's attendance for all of our school sites over 3 to 5 years. So we're not just looking at one report to make the decision. We're looking at a combination of things to make a more sound decision.
Awesome. Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Campos.
So you know what, and kind of touching on his, so when student or parents are looking, are we seeing that students are leaving that are closer to like the borders of the school district? So for example, in Menifee, if they're, more south, then we would probably be losing them to Murrieta, as opposed to on the Paris side, where if they're closer to Valverde, are those the students that we're kind of losing, or is it just, they're just in general, they're just scattered? But do you have any idea if...
That's an excellent question, to make sure that you have the depth of knowledge on that. I'm not sure if Dr. Egan's is prepared to answer that question, because that's the work that's being done with intertransfers between districts. So, Dr. Egan's, are you available to question?
Oh, so in looking at students that are leaving, do they tend to generally be at the border of kind of like the school district boundaries? So again, like in Menifee, you have Vista Murrieta, that's right there, but that community, a lot of them are closer to Vista Murrieta as opposed to Paloma or Liberty. And so is it those kids that are kind of going elsewhere, or in this area where it would be, families that are located closer to Valverde Unified, because that would be, I guess, the next closest option, right? Formal Val?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
what I will tell you right now, with what we're seeing, our numbers of students requesting out or that are coming upwards for us. I mean, right now, we haven't seen as much. I've seen a few. I've only done maybe 10 appeals, and those are for new requests right now. I've had a few that are more related to athletics in Vista Marietta. For the most part, and it's obviously it's a trend. We got to see what happens. I mean, this past year we had the uptick. So on the high school side, we're probably seeing more students actually coming into the district. It's on but the decline from the middle school, maybe into Pinacati, is where we're trying to reach that balance. So, and remember, this year we saw 30% increase of students coming back from Inland Online Academy. So I would really actually right now be able to give you guys maybe a month-to-month update of what we're seeing in, because ultimately the ending number needs to be positive. So we're seeing things come in, but now we also have that little nuance with the younger grades not reaching the full projections. So I'll give you a month to month because right now this is the open enrollment time. I'll give a board update at the end of every month, and that'll give a true sense of where the transfers are requesting.
Dr. Higgins, could you please also prepare a report since the beginning of the year? How many students have applied to leave the district and how many have applied to come back to the district? And then after that, we can go month to month. But also, absolutely, I think the board needs to know since the beginning of the year of this 25-26 school year. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And another question, and I know you presented, but it's probably for Dr. Egan's. So it says that enrollment held steady, district held at 10,793 students, and net gain of one student with an unchanged ADA rate of 90.65. So I know that when we're calculating 10.793, that's including CMI, right?
CMI has a different figure. So this doesn't include CMI because they're in a different fund. So this is just Paris Union. So
we have, I guess my confusion is when I thought that we had 9,000 something students within Paris Union.
Yeah.
And then there was 1,000 at CMI, and then it totals 10 points, that number. So is that, are we accurate there? I'm confused at now how many.
So on this budget narrative, you'll see down at the bottom where it says enrollment for this year is 10,793, and our total ADA is 9,784.
So the total
enrollment
is
that the ADA actual.
Yeah,
those are students showing up.
Yes,
right?
average daily attendance. So those are our numbers. So that 9,784 equates to the 90.65.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just confused on the student population because my understanding was that Paris Union was in the nines because when the whole AB 1390 came up, there was that. But yet these numbers are showing it looks like a cumulative between CMI and Paris Union. So
if I may just clarify that, Trustee Campos, you're exactly right, and I always get that in my mind. But what the law says is the ADA.
Yes.
The ADA. So right now, for last year, right, and currently we have 90.65% of 10,793. I can tell you that little quick. 10,993.
793.
10,793 times 90.65%. That is 9,783. However, with the same numbers, Mr. Campos, we get to our goal of 94%. That's what we are aiming at. First of all, that is going to translate into student achievement. What Ms. Anaya mentioned about the correlation with grades, that is going to improve the grades. And we multiply 10,700 and something times 94%, that is going to be 10,050 something. And then we are going to hit the 10,000 in terms of the AB 93 that you were talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining myself.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little, so when I see the number 90.65%, is that including, CMI's 94 and no?
This is just only Paris
Paris
Union
Union.
School District.
Okay, so that number is not calculated in, okay.
No, and we didn't present on CMI because it's not ed code that we're required to present, and this one is ed code, so we didn't present on CMI.
Okay, I just, because the numbers are kind of, I'm a little confused with some of the things that we were discussing before.
100%.
But we can send you the presentation because we have it created, and we can send you the presentation similar to the one that I just did for CMI. And you'll see their numbers there.
Right, okay. So right now, the total enrollment at Paris Union is 10,793 students.
That is correct.
The average daily allowance being 9,764 students.
9784, yes.
Oh, 84. My eyes are bad. Okay.
But for next year, can you confirm if my interpretation is okay? We hit the 94% times the 10,700, we are going to be at 10,050, and that's when that is going to be the 10,000 for the ABE 93.
Oh, I see. So that's based on 88.
88,
yes.
Not the actual
Not
student.
the enrollment,
Yes.
that's 88.
That's what
Yes.
the confusion was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So as our 88 percentage goes up, that number changes.
Yeah, okay. But that's, so technically, we have that plus 1,000 other students. So it's approximately within CMI and Paris Union High School, approximately 12,000.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, because they have 1,031, so it would be 11,000, almost 800
Yeah,
approximately.
close to 12,000.
Close to 12,000.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, that clears out.
Any other questions?
You had said we're above the minimum limit, but I didn't catch
The minimum reserves?
minimum reserve.
Yes.
The limit. So what's the minimum? What's
The minimum reserve is 3%,
right.
and we're at 6.
Where is it?
6%.
Yeah, 3%. Where do we really want to be above that?
So the state
What's a comfortable
requires
position?
3%,
Right, state requires 3.
And-
What's a comfortable?
6% is, mhm.
3% ain't much.
But when we get to the out years, it's gonna be even challenging to
Right.
meet the 3%.
Okay.
So that's why in the out years, we have to identify those cost savings reductions so that we can meet at least the 3%. But right now, we're meeting 6%.
6%, 3% of the minimum of the restricted, or together restricted and unrestricted.
Is that combined?
It is combined?
It's combined.
Okay, can we go to the actual number, what is the reserve right now? The number of $1 million? Because 6% of 210 would be about $12 million, right? And
So the reserve right now, the ending fund balance is 41.8 and the reserve is
41.
13.2.
so we will be talking about close to 6%, if $12 million, $36 million would be 18%, so we're hitting the 20%.
I can send you additional information on
Oh,
that.
okay.
As of right now, we are meeting at least the minimum of 6% for our reserves.
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that's for if something were to happen like COVID again, it would cover salaries.
Anything that could become a financial strain on the district, then we would go into our reserves.
Right.
So we will continue to maintain that at 6% until we're not gonna get there, but if we were to get in a situation where, we needed to go into the reserves to pay salaries and things of that sort. But we have an amazing budget advisory team, and we're looking across our budget to identify cost savings so that we don't have to dip below the 6%. But it's gonna take a team effort to do that. And I know that in pre-cabinet, we're also committed to having those conversations as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, 10.2, special education update. Kelly, I cannot say your last name, I'm sorry. Cowcan.
Good evening.
Good evening.
President Garcia, Vice President Anaya, Trustees Campos, Holland, Stafford, Dr. Rao, members of Cabinet. I'm Kelly Kilconning, Director of Special Education, and I wanted to follow up on the board presentation that was submitted for your review to see if there were any questions.
So are we good, gentlemen? Okay. No, thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
All right, item 11.1, invitation to address the Board of Trustees on non-agendized items. Are there any public comments on non-agendized items?
Yes, we have one.
Okay. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes with the board consent. The president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. In addition, the president may take a poll of speakers for or against a particular issue and may ask that the additional persons speak only if they have something new to add. On top of that, I want to say again, you guys have a set time. I believe it's around 10 seconds. The time warns you you're running out of time. If you continue on going past the 3-minute mark, we will mute your microphone. If you continue on going, we'll escort you out with the deputy's assistance. So we ask that you be respectful, not shout over or negative and derogatory, but we want everybody to be heard at the same time. Ms. Anna Fetzner?
Cynthia Avila Medina.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Rao, and cabinet members. I'm Cynthia Avila Medina, the confidential principal secretary at Paris High School. I have been an employee for the Paris Union High School District since 1997, so I've been here a long time. The reason I'm addressing you today is regarding the issues of time cards and payroll. Last month we heard from payroll and the union, but I am standing before you representing myself and other secretaries who do payroll. Every month my job is to check all time cards and make sure they are correct before I send them to the payroll department. I get all teachers, counselors, administrators to sign their absence reports as well. Prior years, we had adequate time, about 5 days, to gather all time card spreadsheets, but about 3 years ago, the timelines were changed, and now we only get about 2 days to have all payroll at the district office. For the last 3 years, I too have spent long nights reviewing all classified time cards, calling employees to correct their time cards, coding all certificated extra duty time cards, sending out multiple emails to teachers and blasting their names on the intercom to please come and sign their absence report, as well as getting administrators to sign their reports. Payroll has always been a priority on my list. When I bring my paperwork to the district, I have it in alphabetical order and complete. I take pride in my work and I like doing payroll. I majored in accounting. When timelines for payroll were cut short, it has been a struggle. I spoke to the other secretaries and they said the same thing as I'm saying. I too spend late nights at work as well as come in on Saturdays to finish and have everything ready for the administrator. Once I am done, it goes to the administrator for signature. And sometimes administrators are not around, they're at meetings or out on break, and then I have to wait before getting them to the district office. I assure you that I do everything in my power to get it done, even if it takes late nights or Saturday mornings to get it done. And I don't put that time on my time card. I understand payroll has their timelines from the county that they have to meet. I understand their pain. 3 people having to do the entire district's payroll, and before it used to be 2. I just want to reiterate
that when the timelines were changed, it has been hard to meet deadlines, especially when they were cut from 5 days to 2 days. For campuses that have almost 200 plus employees. I just want to thank you for your time.
Thank you. Item 12.1, consent calendar, approval of consent calendar items. Before I ask for a motion, we need to pull item 12.6 to items pulled from the agenda. And the main reason is because we had a speaker, correct? So that they could do that, so we have to pull that and make it a separate action item.
And if I may, I would like to pull 12-17.
Pull 12-17 as well. For a separate action item vote?
Correct.
Any other items?
So, 12-19, no, I'm sorry, 12, oh gosh. What was that? No, yeah, so 12-19, the out-of-state conference one, so that, I know that was the agenda, but are we still voting on that, or is that taken care of? That
one's
still
being taken
consent.
care of. Yeah, just what they told us, they're correcting it all.
Okay,
So do you still want to pull that?
no, I'm good with that.
Okay, so we're just pulling 12.17 and 12.6? I have to do the 12.6 because we had a speaker. Okay, and you're still pulling 12.17. Anything else? All right. Any other items, board members?
Am I on my head again? 12.6 is a
Because we had a speaker come up and speak on the topic.
Comments on the topic.
Yeah.
Public comment.
Oh.
Well, so we could have discussion. If you want to have discussion, let's do the motion.
Let me just see if I'm looking at the right thing.
Yeah, we have a public comment, so we have to pull this
To make a separate action item so they could have discussion, which they just spoke about. It's not on this paper, so you should have it on that one.
Okay.
That's recommended.
Just old man.
Oh, you're silly.
I don't focus.
All right. Okay, with the polls being changed, do we have a motion to approve?
I was kind of like, now,
So we're going to approve the consent calendar minus 12.6 and 12.17, which will be a separate action item votes. Each one will be separate. Okay. All right, so do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. Is there a second?
Second.
Was that Campos?
Yes.
All right, now we could have discussion. Any discussion? We kind of did.
It was only the number.
No, I understand.
So now does someone have to motion to?
No. We just cleared it up right now. So that's what the changes.
So what we approve right now is going to be the consent calendar minus 12.6 and
We don't have a discussion on
12.17.
those two.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Correct. Not
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
we're
everything except for 12.7.
No.
Or, sorry, 12.6.
Everything but 12.6 and 12.17.
We're
Oh, so
approving.
earlier when I had to do the motion for CMI, it was just because it wasn't, you can do manually? Or, okay, thank you. Now I get it.
Okay, so can I call for the vote?
Yes.
I'll call for the vote. I'll vote. No, I'll vote. I'm thinking we're doing it verbally here. Please vote. All right, item 12.1 consent calendar passes 5-0. Now we're going to move on to 12.6, correct? And do we need a motion at that
Yes,
point?
but now it's actually 13.1, but when we have a public comment for that.
So I want to do 13.1 first. And we need a motion?
Yeah.
Okay. So 12.6 turns into 13.1. Can I get a motion because we had a public comment?
So moved.
Trustee Anaya Is there a second? I'll second. Garcia? Any discussion?
So I guess my only question was the comment by Ms. Ana Medina, or do we have another one?
No, it's
No.
a different.
Oh, it's a different one. Okay.
Oh, you're different.
Got it.
What are we doing?
She's keeping track.
Yeah.
All right. Please vote.
I'm gonna call it the person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Public comment.
All right, thank you.
Santiago Ceja.
Good afternoon, board members, superintendent, cabinet, and members of the community. My name is Santiago, and until recently, I was the account clerk 1 for the Security and Technology Department. I say this because on February 27th, I was released from probation. They told me I had done nothing wrong. They just released me without cause because they can. I'm here today to bring this to your attention. Typically, when employees are released from probation, it is because they are not fulfilling the requirements for the job. Not only did I fulfill these requirements, but the district asked me to manage 2 departments' budgets after 1 month of working here. This is not a small feat because I was managing about $4 million. Not only did I manage these budgets without any issue, I brought all of the accounts out of collection. I started in October, and there were accounts that had not been paid since April of 2025. I had done such an amazing job that I had other admins ask me to join their advisory committees throughout the district. Now, this just shows you a glimpse into the incredible work that I had done in my short time here. Now, you don't have to take my word for this, as you can ask both of my previous directors that are here today, and they can tell you all of the amazing work I did for them. Yet, with all of this work, the district decided to release me, and the reason behind it was because they can. Why was I released if when I was working with any department, they would always praise my work ethic, knowledge, and ability to work with others? Multiple members from the technology and security department have reached out to me to express that I was a great addition to the team and were excited to see how I would be able to help both departments grow. Yet the district decided to release me 5 months into my 6-month probation period. For me, the reason is clear. This was the final act of harassment by a member of cabinet. No matter what I did or who I was meeting with, this cabinet member would come out of their office, stand in the hall, and stare down until I left. And once I left, they would be asking those who I interacted with why I was there and what I was doing. I can't explain to you why they had any negativity towards me. In the last month of my job, I had to inform my supervisor that I no longer felt welcome in the department because of how toxic this person made it for me. It got to the point where my supervisor had to go in my place and collect my jobs in order for me to be able to complete my job. I thought that one of the administrators' jobs were to assist their employees to make it easier to complete their job and remove any barriers instead of adding them or making it harder. There are a few other questions that I have. Why was I punished for using a district issue key, and why was I blamed for when the district decided to change the locks so my key would no longer work? Why wouldn't the district just have a conversation with me letting me know not to do this? Separately, why was I denied the opportunity to speak with risk management when the drinking water was coming out brown from the water dispenser? This is an example of the district actively working against their own employees, making employees feel like they're unable to speak out or seek guidance. Now, with what I have said this evening, I ask of you to think if the district releasing me was actually justified or if there was something else to the story. Why would the district release someone who has been here every day on time, ready to work with a smile on? You are approving the classified personnel action item 12.6, which I am on. So please vote wisely and remember how powerful your vote is. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, so now we vote on 13.1. Okay. So I have a motion by Trustee Anaya and a second by myself, Garcia. Any discussion on 13.1, which was 12.6? All right, Sinan, please vote. That's okay.
13.1.
It's now 13.1.
If you refresh it, you are going to see 13.
It's where it should be.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what I'm voting on.
We had to pull it to make it a separate action
so this
item.
Is the pulled number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because now we're voting on 13.1, which is the classified board agenda for March 11, 2026. Or excuse me, I was reading below it. Classified personnel action items. So you should be on 13.1. Go ahead and click it open. And that's standard.
Okay. Well, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Please vote. Okay, 13.1 is now 3 yeses and 2 nos. So it passes. Now moving on from 12.17, which changes to 13.2. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, okay, you scared me.
No, that's okay,
Okay.
I said 13.2.
Okay, so 13.2. Now we're voting on curriculum, new social science course, ethnic studies meets A through G requirement. Mr. Campos, do you want to speak up on that?
Yeah, so it was basically the conversation that we had at the CMI board meeting. It was really intended for this one, but that was all on that one as well, so it was kind of the same thing. I know obviously the numbers here are going to be a little larger because it's district-wide. So again, I'd like to motion to table this to gather more information on the program, the costs, and go from there.
Wait, hold on. So we pulled it already to be a separate action item, which we voted on, and now there's a motion to table it. We can still uphold that? You can still uphold that since.
Well, yeah, you
there's
have
a
to
motion
pull
to
it
table
in order to
No, we
table
didn't
it.
do a motion to pull it. He just requested to pull it, so.
Oh, sorry, yes, you're right, okay. I got
But not a
confused.
parliamentarian is somewhere.
Somewhere, no, you're right. I thought you made the motion, but you actually pulled it to be a separate action item. Now you're making a motion.
Now my motion is to table.
Correct. You didn't make a motion before, now you're making a motion.
No.
Sorry, I thought we did a
Yeah,
double
on the
motion on the
consent
same thing.
calendars, we don't have to make a motion, we could just pull it.
Yeah.
For further discussion and then go from there.
Yeah.
Well, but are we?
No,
correct?
but now you're correct.
Okay.
Yeah, now you're correct. Okay, so the motion is to table it for the next month's meeting, just like the other one, because we're collecting data, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Would you like to give the opportunity to Dr. Egan's, because I think what Mr. Campos is bringing up is a valid concern, the cost, how much, so Dr. Egan's can
Well, that
explain.
information is going to be provided, right? Just
No,
like
we already have it, it's
okay.
available and it's very easy.
So, wait, so we have a motion. James, do you want to fix that? So, we have a motion, but we don't have, not yet. That's why I'm trying to get that clarified. So do we have a second for Mr. Campos's motion to vote on this separately? And then we could have discussion, which apparently is the data we need. So we're still going to have to vote. We're going to come back to a vote. Does that make sense?
Well, I made a motion, so someone can second it. Then we deal with the motion. If the motion fails, then we go back to the previous. If I'm not mistaken, Alfredo, would that be correct?
Alfredo, parliamentarian.
There's a motion that Mr. Campos made to table it. If there's a second, then there will be a discussion and vote. If there is no second, then the motion will die.
And Dr. Rao is saying the answer to your question is going to be presented because they have that data. What you're asking.
Right, but that should be presented in discussion. So right now my motion is.
Right,
so-
and I agree.
Well,
I agree.
Either
I
I get a
agree.
second or
It's
not.
kind of like a circle.
Because if there's no second.
If there is no second, we can.
So either way, we're going to have discussion. Either way, it looks like we're going to have a vote of some sort.
So I'm gonna give you there's a second.
So you'll second to table it.
To table it.
To table it. Okay. Any discussion pertaining to your motion?
Now, Dr. Egan's, can you please address the valid concern from Mr. Campos, because I think that it's important that the board knows that.
Yeah. So right now within our district, we have 7 sections. 2 at Heritage, 1 at Inland, 1 at Liberty, 2 at Paloma, and 1 at Paris. There is no cost to the district because those sections are an elective that is within the 6-period day. If the teachers weren't teaching that, we would have to find another course. We have all the required sections of history, world history, the US, government econ. We have all of those sections covered. This again is just an elective, so even without this, we would still need to find some other elective. So there is no added cost, there's no 7-6 at all because of our structure. This also is not, again, to be blasted across the district as a requirement of the law because that's an unfunded mandate. This actually enables us though to continue the CalGETSI. Now the impact here is a little bit higher because we've already started the CalGETSI pathway with Heritage High School and the 29 students that have already started this semester. So for us, we've made a commitment to the community as far as the CalGETSI, and because we want it to be our curriculum that we have been working on and approved through the process, right, that we've tailored through our process in our own community. That one class is approved as dual enrollment with our teacher, our curriculum, through Cal State San Bernardino.
Okay, so I mean, obviously, whenever there is any course, there's obviously a cost because in order for us to include this, we had to remove something because you can't just add something unless we have that kind of money in the budget. So, number one, I guess if you can explain to me what was removed, what elective was removed in order to put this into place.
So, because we have a number of social studies credentials, we didn't have to remove any electives. We were able to, I would say, probably collapse sections that had low enrollment, so classes that were sitting at maybe 12, 11, and actually, make a class of 20 to 24 and be able to offer a section of ethnic studies. So we had the room within the master schedule to be able to offer this elective. That's why there isn't an added cost.
Can you give me the enrollment numbers for the 7 sections?
Yes, sir. So for Heritage High School, the 2 sections, one is at 36, one is at 35. For Inland Online Academy, we just added that one, so that one has a low class of 5 students. Liberty High School has 1 section of 36. Paloma Valley High School has 1 section of 32 and 1 section of 35, because they have 2. And Paris High School has 1 section of 25. We just added the one in Inland Online Academy because we needed a social studies elective.
Okay. And one of the reasons why that kind of came up is I noticed from the listening session that there was some, and that's kind of part of the reason as well, is some of the staff wanted to have more electives that are out there that I guess were collapsed due to that were language ones. And so for me, but those language classes are, have California Department of Education approved curriculum, which these do not. So that's one of the concerns. I know I reviewed some of the materials in the ethnic studies and some of the videos that they've had based on the paperwork and information that was presented to us, I think at the beginning of the year. And so for me, I just wanted to make sure that we had all of the information because I wasn't aware of the CalGETSI information. So again, I would move or consider to table so that we can get all that information so that we're kind of well aware of what all the requirements are, and knowing that it's kind of time sensitive, which is fine, but if we could gather all the information, that would be beneficial, I believe.
Okay. Can we, just to be sure, so we can provide that information, specifically what information is the campus? In terms of the cost, it has been very clear, right? $0. And Dr. Higgins, addressing that concern, the curriculum, training, materials, that's a investment that we have to make. Where did that money come from?
So that money initially came from the one-time funding of $227,000 the district received for implementation of that's what paid for the pilot, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And the materials and the textbooks and the classroom sets, those were all purchased out of those monies, and those monies are exhausted, but we haven't needed to purchase, like everything we needed is already purchased for sections. Yes.
So buying those materials is not increasing our deficit spending because we use the other money. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir, that's correct.
So the funding was for the 2-year pilot, meaning being that we're only in the first ones, correct? The first year of the pilot?
We're in the second year.
Oh, so this is the second year. So then,
Yes.
so that 200,000, that funding is gone, covering the 2-year pilot. So looking at 26, 27, there would have to be some kind of increase or funding, correct? To provide materials or?
No, because the funding, as we went through, covered the PD training, some conferences, and all the materials, and including class sets for everything. And because we can fit it within our master schedule and we don't need to pay additional sections, there isn't that additional cost anymore. So the funding was given to the district in 2022-23, as well as and finished in 23-24. So for 25-26, when we were going through in Galaxy and including into this year, those materials, costs, and supplies are not, there's no added impact to the budget.
Dr. Williams, another question addressing one of the concerns from Mr. Campos. He mentioned that the curriculum for ethnic studies is not an approved curriculum, but you mentioned that it's a dual enrollment class, so it's a college class and it has been approved by Cal State University. Is that correct? Can you expand on that?
Yes. Our course, we just got approval for our curriculum that we put together. Was approved through the Cal State University San Bernardino system as a dual enrollment course. So that means our teacher had to submit what we created over this 2-year pilot, and it was approved. So for our students and our Cal Getsy, they get to take our course by our teachers and our curriculum to get the college credit, and that was recently approved. And is a clean part of the Cal Getsy.
So they will get college credit, and is that weighted? Do they get a 5-point?
It is weighted.
Okay.
It is weighted just like our AP and our other dual enrollment.
Okay.
So it's CSU approved only at San Bernardino, but not necessarily at the other CSU schools in the system?
Well, we do our dual enrollment just with Mount San Jacinto, and then we have our newest partnership with Cal State University San Bernardino, and that's only because of we want to make sure we ensure that our students get the Cal Getsy, and if there was a course that wasn't offered at Mount San Jacinto, like for a semester, that would put them in danger of not completing it. So we didn't submit it with any other Cal State right now because our MOU is just with Mount San Jacinto and with Cal State San Bernardino.
Okay. Yeah, my concern, I guess, is still not having enough of the information to see the Cal Getsy requirements and all that other stuff to make sure that it's there. Because moving forward, it's going to have to be an expense. In other words, we have to pay these teachers, to teach it. And again, if there's other classes that might be approved, by the elective classes that might be approved by the state that have state-approved curriculum, then it kind of puts us in a box that we're committed to one and not the other, as opposed to hearing from the staff, and whichever way it goes. But my concern is basically moving forward, to get more information so that we can make the decision in April, so that we have everything, because I want to make an informed decision. And I just feel like right now, I learned stuff today that I wasn't able to review, or at least not aware of.
Dr. Egan, one last question. Would there be any potential negative effect not offering this class for our students? I'm always thinking about our students, right? So I think the board needs to know any potential negative effect for our students, because we already talked, it's $0 is going to be weighted 5 points for the GPA, that is going to boost the GPA, and it's going to be dual enrollment in the college class. Any potential negative effect for our students if this does not get approved?
So the biggest impact is the Cal Getsy in the program that we started, that our students won't be able to take that course from us. It also, so that puts them at risk of not being able to complete it, and then we just started the pathway. So that's the biggest impact. The second layer is that we control the course, the content, the narrative, because we submitted our course and our course is approved for our students. We run the risk of not only not letting them finish, but not sending them off to, if they could, like they'll be on their own to try to get an ethnic studies course somewhere that isn't aligned with what we've already put in place. So right now, the whole pathway of Cal Getsy it would be at risk only because it is a requirement, and that's not our requirement, it's from the state of California Cal Getsy requirement.
And lastly, Dr. Egan's, one question. Did you develop that curriculum, you, Dr. Egan's, and Dr. Marion, or the teachers, our teachers?
So it was the teachers are the ones that developed the curriculum. And remember, they did the presentation last semester, and then we did, those community meetings just to make sure we had input and review the curriculum. And we had a lot of questions, and we're able to answer those and move forward. So the curriculum was created by our staff.
So now, are all these students seniors? Or do we have a breakdown of the grades that are enrolled?
I'm sorry? Oh, was someone else talking? Okay, so on my spreadsheet right this minute, I don't have the breakdown. It's been used more as a junior and sophomore, 10th, 11th, some seniors. The last time I looked, but I don't have the breakdown by student in the moment.
So then technically, if it was, so how many, I guess Cal Getsy requires how many courses to fulfill the Cal Getsy requirement of ethnic studies? Is it one course? Is it two? Is it?
Can I intervene here? So you made a motion to table it so we could collect data.
Right. That's still, yeah.
So I just want to make sure we're on point here.
Yeah.
And so what other data do you want to collect? Anything and everything pertaining to Getsy?
Yes, and also the student grades, because I could see if these were seniors or juniors, it could affect some of them, because that means they wouldn't have the elective on the records, on the transcripts, in order to move into the Cal Getsy program. If they're seniors, obviously they're going to finish the course, so they're going to get the credit there. If they were juniors, they would still get the credit there. And if they're sophomores or freshmen that are taking the class, they would fulfill that requirement. It would just be basically ongoing students that it might affect. And in particular, I guess, with an agreement would be Heritage High School, because that's the one that has the MOU that we're working with on that. So again, so for me, gathering more information would be extremely helpful and beneficial. And then I can ask, between now and the next board meeting, we can ask more questions, gather that information, and then obviously make a decision come April. And I will say this, to be completely honest, I reviewed a lot of the videos that were sent in the initial packet, and there's some concerns with some kind of biases that are in there. But that's, obviously board members can review that, to take a look at it just to make sure that everybody is okay with the content that has been approved, and that I don't know if it's being viewed or not, or they're being seen, but I want to say there's like 5 videos, anywhere from 15 to 40 minutes, depending on the video. Very informative, but I kind of detected a bias, and so that's why I want to make sure moving forward that we have all the information we have, so that when we make this decision, all cards are laid on the table and we understand exactly what is kind of being taught or viewed or not, because I don't know, that's what they put in the original. I don't know if they're being utilized or not. So that's my push to gather more information and continue to table with more information and come to a decision in April. Thank you.
All right. I'm calling for the vote on 13.2 to table 12.17, which is now 13.2. Call for the vote. Please vote. (13.2) to table it passes 5-0. All right, 14.1 discipline, February 2026 monthly suspension and expulsion report. Item 15.1 action item, general functions 2026 CSBA delegate assembly election. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Campos and second with Trustee Hall. Any discussion on general functions for CSBA delegate assembly election? Because they resubmitted because they added another name because it wasn't originally on the ballot. Is that correct?
Yes.
So do you want to review it, or do you guys want to stick to the same names that we had, I guess is more of where we're at?
I'm okay sticking with what we got.
I'm fine sticking with what we got.
Yeah, me too.
So how do we?
So, just have someone make a motion that you want to.
I'm making the motion to stay current with what we recommended last month.
I'll second that.
Wait, I was like, and Trustee Hall seconds it. Oh, wait. Yeah, so I'm making the amendment. And Trustee Hall is second. Okay, call for the vote. I'm sorry? Please vote. Item 15.1 passes 5-0. So now I can move on to 15.2, correct? Okay. 15.2 personnel, approval of employment of interim assistant principal pursuant to Education Code 44861. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. Any discussion? Please vote. (15.2) passes 5-0. 15.3 personnel, approval of teaching assignment pursuant to Ed Code 44258.2. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Trustee Anaya, is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Stafford. Any discussion? See none, please vote. (15.3) passes 5-0. 15. Yeah, no, I'm reading the notes for 1 second. 15.4 revolving cash report. This item was listed as an action item. However, the board will receive the report as an information only. No action will be taken. Moving on, 15.5, approval of the 25-26 second interim financial report with a positive certification of the Paris Union High School District's financial condition. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Any discussion? See none, please vote. Are you guys having a problem too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frozen. Oh, it just took it. Never mind. Right when you get up.
He's coming.
15.5 passes 5-0. 15.6, resolution number 232526, resolution the governing board of the Paris Union High School District acting as a legislative body of Community Facilities District number 92-1 of the Paris Union High School District, authorizing the issuance of Series 2026 special tax revenue, refunding bonds, and approving certain documents and taking certain other actions in connection therewith. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Trustee Anaya, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. (15.6) passes 5-0. 15.7, resolution number 242526, resolution of the governing board of the Paris Union High School District acting as the legislative body of Community Facilities District number 91-1 of the Paris Union High School District, authorizing the issuance of Series 2026 special tax revenue refunding bonds and approving certain documents and taking certain other actions in connection therewith. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. (15.7) passes 5-0. 15.8, public hearing charter petition renewal, presenter Dr. Margaret Williams, Assistant Superintendent Business Services, Paris Union High School District. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Trustee Hall, thank you. Trustee Campos, thank you. Good.
So we're just opening up the public hearing for
Okay.
the renewal.
All right, public hearing is now open at 8:58 p.m. Are there any public comments?
No public comments.
Oh, look at that. The public hearing is now closed at 8:59 p.m. Oh no, I have to hit. All right, information item 16.1. Request from Paloma Valley High School's flagpole to be formally dedicated. Oh, I didn't see that. My bad. Good stop. Yes, my apologies, guys. Going back to 15.8, my apologies. Clear the record. There was a motion by Trustee Hall. There was a second by Trustee Campos. And the public hearing is now closed at 8:59 p.m. Please vote. That was a big hiccup, y'all. 15.8 passes 5-0.
You opened it. You have to close it.
Okay. All right, 16.1. Request from Paloma Valley High School flagpole to be formally dedicated in the memory of U.S. Army Sergeant John Carciano.
Barcelona.
What is it?
That's a different name than you're saying.
Yeah.
Barcelona.
It's B.
That's right.
Barcelona.
It's a city.
I think there's a typo.
Oh.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right. 16.2, resubmission of new alternate pathway to diploma social science courses, functional American government and functional economics, CalPADS code credential correction only. 16.3, resubmission of new alternate pathway to diploma math course, functional algebra 1, CalPADS code credential correction only. 16.4, resubmission of new alternate pathway to diploma science courses, functional biology and functional physical science, CalPADS code credential correction only. 16.5, resubmission of new alternate pathway to a diploma English courses, functional English 9, 10, and 11, CalPADS code credential correction only. 16.6, resubmission of new alternate pathway to a diploma visual and performing arts, functional fine arts, CalPADS code credential correction only. 16.7, resubmission of new alternate pathway to a diploma social science courses, functional U.S. history and functional world history, CalPADS code credential correction only. 16.8, revised college prep elective, career technical education course under the engineering design pathway, PLTW, intermediate engineering meets A through G requirement, G. 16.9, revised college prep, did I skip one? Revised college prep elective career technical education course under the engineering design pathway, PLTW, advanced engineering meets A through G requirement, G. 16.10, revised laboratory science course of study, earth science pending A through G approval. 16.11, new college prep elective career technical education course under the design, visual and media arts pathway, intermediate multimedia pending A through G approval. 16.12, new college prep elective career technical education course under the design, visual and media arts pathway, advanced multimedia pending A through G approval. 16.13, new laboratory science career technical education course under the engineering design pathway, applied robotics pending A through G approval. 16.14, new visual and performing arts career technical education course under the product innovation and design pathway, introduction to product innovation and design pending A through G approval. 16.15, new visual performing arts career technical education course under the product innovation and design pathway, intermediate product innovation and design pending A through G approval. 16.16, new visual and performing arts career technical education course under the product innovation and design pathway, advanced product innovation and design pending A through G approval. 16.17, new supplemental English novel, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. 16.18, new supplemental English novel, The Last Lecture by Randy Posh. 16.19, information regarding the homeschool transportation plan beginning July 1, 2026 revenue. 16.20, board policies instruction series 6000. 17.1, closed session if necessary. Is that necessary?
Not necessarily.
We don't take motion. 19.1, curriculum. Student physical education exemptions 25-26 school year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Any discussion? See none, please vote.
Didn't come out.
Yeah, it's not coming out.
There it is.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
We should just put a seat up here for you, James.
Yeah, I was just gonna come stand here.
Hey, guess what? It just changed.
I got kicked out.
Okay.
I got
Jen, can you reach out? It's low, just a second.
Okay.
Slow.
I'm like that. I feel like when we do that, like my kids always try to do it.
Yep, it's always the same, it just wants to look at them. Just waiting on her? Yeah, lost Wi-Fi for a second. I'll probably come back up and start back in.
While we're waiting for Mrs. Anaya's computer reboot, the superintendent would like to say something.
At this time, I would like to invite all of our administrators, if you wish, you could leave at this time. I know that you have to leave.
It's all right.
Yes. You can stay also.
Never did early, I won't say anything.
Good night.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Item 19.1 passes 5-0. Item 19.2, discipline board review of discipline matters. Do I have a motion? Thank you, Trustee Hall. Second, Trustee Stafford. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Item 19.2 passes 5-0. Item 20.1, other items by the superintendent.
Nothing at this time, proceed, Garcia.
All right, thank you, sir. Item 21.1, other items by the Board of Trustees. Trustee Campos.
Yes. Number one, well, actually, let me move that down. Number one, I think one of the biggest things that I was saying, I'm super grateful, is we didn't have any March 15th notices. I think that's something, it's a great accomplishment because I know in the past, we've had situations where we've had to deal with that and we've gotten close a couple times. So number one, that, like for me, usually is the biggest burden. Thankfully, we're not there, and so that's great news. I did want to mention a couple things on the listening sessions. Thank you for holding those, for the cabinet for being there. I know that, whether board members are there or not, I know for me getting the minutes or the notes from the thing was very helpful. Matter of fact, that's what kind of led to a lot of the different things that I discussed earlier and today. So I really appreciate that because not being there and then hearing kind of what the debate was or the topics was very informative. And I'm glad to see that staff's coming out with information to share because I didn't realize, the concerns with the vans and the sports. I didn't realize the language classes that some students want, but obviously there's a certain cost if you don't have enough student enrollment. What else did I have? I think that is it. Oh. No, you know what, I'll save it for future board topics. Or, actually, you know what, maybe really quickly if I can get Dr. Egan's on the math adoption. I have a quick question.
This is other items by the Board of Trustees.
I know, I want, that's, because I don't
Q&A?
move that into a future board topic. Or.
Oh, okay. So because future board topics is next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. On the math adoption, are we going with, is it the integrated or are we going back to like the old algebra, or are they still kind of combined and blended?
So on the math adoption, matter of fact, in order for me not to give you wrong information, let me get the facts and I'll send an email to you and all the board.
Great, thank you. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Trustee Hall.
No, I'm good for right now.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Trustee Stafford?
I'm fine, I'm good.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Trustee Anai?
Nothing.
And thank you to everybody again. All right.
Officer,
Item
thank you very
22.1,
much.
future board
Appreciate it.
topics. Sue?
Oh, nothing.
Okay, now here's where I got a couple of them. So, in listening to Ms. Avila Medina, can we look into the timelines, kind of why they were changed, who changed them? I mean, obviously it was probably done by previous cabinet, but if we can at least find out why and what the rationale was, and if possibly we can move towards something that fits their schedule that doesn't have the pressure of, being reduced down to 2 days or 3. That would be one. If we could discuss or share information, pick it back up on board policy 4111. Actually, in one, they should have put this one under the other one, but I would recommend to the board members, and we can bring it up as a topic or get information on it, but to review board policy 410. And also the last thing is on the conferences. And again, that information kind of sparked from reading some of the notes with some of the staff members who, they needed more funding for buses and this, that, and the other. And so I was wondering if we can kind of figure out, have a discussion as to kind of, and I don't know if there's a limit, no limit, but kind of, because I know the cost for us to go and travel is out of the general fund, right? I didn't realize that, so you couldn't use any other funds. If we can kind of take a look at, maybe like some kind of protocol, if we can, I don't know, give a maximum number I don't want to say minimum because someone might want to go to any, but some might feel that it's important to go to one. Just in looking at some of the different conferences, it seems like some of our costs can be high, and I'm glad to see that we have Title IV to fund another one. And if there's any other funds that we can do for conferences, that way we can kind of see. I've heard some concerns from different people within the organization about conferences and a lot of staff being out in terms of cabinet, being out and away from work and out on conferences. And so if we can kind of have a discussion on that, I don't know if there's a policy or not, but it would just be kind of good to have an understanding. And I know that I've already sent you the email, you're going to send us that information.
Yeah, we're working on that.
And then we'll get to that at that point, but that was pretty much it.
Thank you, Trustee Campos. Trustee Hall?
Now, I just want to piggyback off what he was talking about, the timeline for our payroll. Sounds like they don't have any support. So I would like to look at that. I know what it's like having no support, so. And we all want to get paid.
Trustee Stafford?
I'd like to bring up something for the future. This is for future topics, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'd like to discuss the possibility of creating a deputy superintendent position. I don't want to go into depth right now. This is kind of the end of the meeting, so so this is for future board topics. So let's just put deputy superintendent.
Okay, do you want that as an action item or, well, it has to be for discussion, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
put it in
So,
action.
so
We can
then
always
will
pull
you
it.
get with Dr. Rouse with that then, the information you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I get involved in something else here. No, I'm good.
Thank you. Trustee and I?
Same thing with just about the payroll.
Okay.
I think that's,
Anything else?
no.
Okay. I'm really, my goal wasn't to talk during this portion, but I want to address everything we just talked about in regards to payroll. I already had brought that to the attention of Dr. Rouse. We're still analog in that area, very primitive. So I've asked that they look into the software to going digital because we have what we call Red Rover right now, what monitors your time off. So that software communicates with Galaxy, which our COE operates under, which does the distribution of payroll. So there's a lot of software we could utilize, which will resolve those issues. But we could go deeper in those conversations as these come up, and I'd be more than happy to tell you what I know, and I know the district's more than happy to tell you what they know and how we could accomplish that. But I do want that as an action item to go to digital payroll rather than what we're dealing with for timelines, because everything can be fixed quickly, and we probably won't even have to add another person in that department, more than likely.
On that note, and I know that I think it was
Temecula is a different district. They don't do Galaxy, just so you know.
No, yeah. Trust me, I know.
And they get paid on time.
No, but Angel had brought up a point, like on the digital side, if we can make sure that a period is an hour. So, so for example, if a teacher needs to take time off and it's a 50-minute class, then they might get deducted the whole hour because they missed the period.
So in Red Rover, which is already addressed, so I'm not taking a district position. I know the software because we utilize it where I work. You can put it in down to the minute of your time off.
So like when you clock out, you clock out.
Literally. Yeah, so when you put in your time off, say you want to take 22 minutes off, because that's the time you're off, but you're doing this ahead of time. And so that's what it is. And if there's a correction, you go to your supervisor who oversees and accesses it, who could change it. They could correct it in front of you. Everybody gets an email because you have access to control. You want to receive an email every time it's changed or it's inputted or canceled. All that. There's so much information.
So on the flip side, if you're...
It's not an issue.
If you're getting paid, so if you cover an extra duty class or extra duty...
Extra duty is a different issue. That would be overtime or extra duty, but they would have to take care of on a different... Red Rover talks about the time when you're off. So when you're taking away, meaning you're at a conference, there's funding codes already built into the system. Okay, your sick time, you have this XYZ personal business, you have vacation time, that takes care of all that, does all the communication payroll. It's a click of a mouse and it's taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah, so time off, because technically everybody's considered salary, right? So they're getting a said salary for the duration of their pay period. So that's an automatic. So now you're just looking at deductions rather than inputting how many hours did they show up to work. It's a complete
Right,
transformation from handheld.
So let's just say a teacher.
Okay, I guess we're
covers.
deeper.
Well, only because I want to understand it. So
I would tell you to have a conversation with her about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you want to dive in deeper, we could outside of this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah, most districts are going to Red Rover. Okay, so are we good on other topics? Okay, do I have a motion? So wait, just to be clear, there's only 2 items because it sounds like payroll for the timelines. I'm talking about digital, so do you want to tie that into one action item, digital and timelines? Or do you want it separate, payroll? Because you mentioned timelines, timelines, and she capitalized on that with timeline. I'm saying if we go to digital, it fixes that, which we've had the conversation. And then Mr. Stafford wants to have discussion of a deputy superintendent, which is an action item, so he'll get with the superintendent on it.
Payroll.
So that's 3 things.
And the timeline kind of thing is.
It's because we're on analog. We're still doing things by hand.
I understand that, but to switch over, let's say we switch over, what's going to happen? How do we fix their issue right now until we get that on?
I mean, the timelines is a payroll issue.
Well, I guess it depends on implementing the software. I don't know if we have it or not. I know we have softwares.
It's implemented in a couple of places, I think, but not
payroll.
Yes, but not everywhere.
I would say separate them.
The past leadership maintained this practice, and so now we do need to step into the digital era. This is the conversation we talked about. All the departments transferring over, so people are still transferring over to the digital era, expediting the processes. And I'm kind of thinking it's going to save money and stress, and they're not going to have to stress out about working on Saturdays. I'm going to say the word overtime.
Correct.
I know that's a dangerous subject to jump into, but it might eliminate that and actually save us some money if we do go digital, because now it's just the deductions, not what they're already expected to work.
So, but I guess the question is, are they going to continue to operate under 2 days or back to the?
I think that would fall on Dr. Williams.
Do they have 2 days or 3 days? To submit
Payroll?
to submit the time sheets to payroll.
This came to my attention last week of the issue. They have 2 days and we've given 1 additional day as of now. So
And they previously had 5?
She said it was a few years ago they changed.
Oh,
yeah, 3 years ago. She said specifically 3 years ago.
And I think that's all the confusion. But I want to stay on the topic for topics. So
no, but you asked whether we're going to lump timelines in with the digital era. I'm saying separate them because
for action items.
Yes.
Okay.
Or
okay, there it
it's
is.
a separate issue.
So payroll, for clarity, we want to address the timelines for them to process payroll and be submitted on time.
Right.
That's one action item.
Who did it?
That's
why.
one action item. Discussing the possibility of deputy superintendent position, which has to be an action item for discussion. That's 2. And then I'm talking about payroll going to complete digital. That's 3 action items. And all for discussion. So did you record that? Awesome. Do I have a motion?
Okay, so, but action as in terms of being put on the agenda as an action item or?
Well, any action item is up for discussion once we get a first and a second. So an action item will create a result.
Right.
So yes, I want them to go to the
necessarily a
digital
vote
area.
on the
I'm not
agenda.
giving them, yes it is, because it's an action item.
No, because in the past, sometimes when Dr. Ross has given us something, we've discussed it and they've submitted information to us and it doesn't get presented as an action item on the agenda.
Well, the way we've been doing the calendar, excuse me, calendar. What do you call it?
Not always.
What's the word? I'm drawing a blank right now.
The future board topics.
No.
So, for example, I want to discuss board policy 4111 as an action item to get information so that we can discuss it. Not necessarily because we started the process having the attorneys with recruitment, and then we kind of paused. And so I don't know if the language is complete on that board policy or not. I just want information to see kind of where we're at on it. And so it doesn't have to necessarily, that information.
So you want that future board topics, or you want him to email you that information?
Well, isn't that what we're talking about, future board topics?
Yeah, but you're just saying about the attorneys, right?
Yeah, they've already done some work on it. We put it on pause.
Okay.
So, but what I'm saying is to get, so my understanding of the future board topics, when Dr. Arau says action, it's not something that has to be put on the calendar as an action item. It means the cabinet is going to take action to get us that information. So separating, so I think what you're saying is the deputy is going to be put on the actual action items for the agenda. I'm saying board policy 4111 doesn't have to be an action item on that, but we're going to get information so that we can decide whether to proceed further on that one. That's, and for example, the conferences, I'm not asking for us to have a decision, it's just to get information submitted so that we can then have a discussion. So we want to have a discussion to put parameters or.
Yeah, but for us to have discussion on that, does it not have to be an action item since we're doing a consent calendar now?
But it can be information, right? The action.
Yeah, so it'd be information, otherwise we can't have a discussion.
My understanding was like Mr. Campos, that this is action to provide information. So we are going to take action on that, like the time sheets. We need to know what trigger 2 days or 3 days.
Yeah.
You need to know when we need to submit it, paperwork process that, and when they need to be submitted to our COE. Right. Because there are things that might not be under our control.
But what I'm saying is, because we're on a consent calendar now, we're how we change the process. We have, for discussion, we have to have an action item for first and second, so we can have discussion. Otherwise, it's a consent calendar the month following.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is not every action item under future board topics has to be put in the consent.
Right, but when we're talking about discussion, it has to be, correct?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So
to have a discussion, we have to have a motion and we have to have a second.
Yeah.
Mr. Andrade has asked if he'd like it.
Yes, Mr. Andrade,
go ahead.
Yes, so what I think to clarify this is, both of you are correct. The action item under this section has two things. One is requests from the board that are informational, that no decision has to be made. Those would go under informational. We can send that information, or if the board requests, we can put that on the agenda. Now, the second part of this action item, future board item request, is also items that the board has to discuss and make a decision. Those will go on the agenda as an action item to discuss and make a decision. So those are the two things in this section that the board can request. They can either request an informational item to either one, just get information from the district to be sent to them, or two, informational to be placed on the agenda if they want to present it to the community as well. And then the other part is the action item where the board has to make a decision on the board request.
right, so now I got a question for you, because now that I think about it, so board policy 4111 would most likely have to be.
I can't, is someone talking?
I'm sorry, board policy 4111 would then have to be an actual action item for us to, or information. Eventually we have to make a decision on it, on which way, in terms of the language, and if we're going to change it or not. So that would technically be something we have to discuss in public, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I guess that one should be added to action items. Now, or can we push it to informational and have a discussion to look at some of the language and then eventually move that to an action item?
Yeah, so when we're looking at board policy, there's always an informational on the first reading, so we can always bring that as an informational, the board can discuss, and then give its recommendations, and then to be brought back as an action item next month.
Okay, so then both 4111 and 410, I guess, to be put under informational.
4111 and 4110?
No, 410.
14.
410.
Under information. Okay, and then payroll timelines, you want that as an action item, or do you want that as information? What you requested?
I would say information only because
Information.
I think eventually.
No, it's okay. I'm just getting straight to the point here. Trustee Stafford, do you want that as discussion, as an action item, or do you want that as just information?
I prefer it as an action item. You can make a choice either way.
Okay, action item. Trustee Anaya, payroll, you were talking about timelines. Do you want to stay on the same page as Trustee Campos, or you want something different?
Same page, fine.
Okay. And mine, I would like an action item to be direct, go to a digital platform to eliminate 99 point whatever percent of the issues we have. If we are, do we have software in mind by any chance?
Well, we've been talking about Red Rover with HR and business, and I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago.
We can't hear Dr. Williams.
Okay. No, it's
2 weeks
okay.
ago that we.
No, it's okay. If you have software in mind, let's make that an action item so we can just expedite the process. All right. Oh, well, I was going to go for a motion, but okay. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Please, no, go ahead. You're up.
It was about, I think it was 2 weeks ago, Alfredo, that my team went to the Red Rover. They attended a webinar to discuss it. I'm not sure. Yes. So we have been having the conversation. So this is relevant to what we've been talking about in the last couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you. All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. Any more discussion since, yeah. See none, please vote. Mr. Stafford? Oh, never mind. 22.1 passes 5-0. Item 22.2, adjournment of the regular board meeting of trustees for March 11, 2026. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. Any discussion? Please vote.
Thank you, Dr. Egan's and Wilfredo. Good night.
Thank you,
Item
guys.
22.2 passes 5-0, and this meeting is adjourned at 9:29 p.m. Good night, everybody.
All right.